Alright guys, it is Thursday, May 6, 2021 at 12:36 a.m. Alright, let's take a look quickly here at these stories. Have a lot of them today, so let's take a look at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory from California Institute of Technology. Next 5 asteroid approaches. The approximate size of the first of the 5 asteroids that are closest to approach is 79 feet in size, about the size of an airplane. The name of the asteroid is 2021 JZ. The closest Earth approach in miles is 2,630,000 miles. Date of approach is May 5th, 2021. The bus size for the next asteroid is a bus size. Approximate size 37 feet. Name 2018 JP, so it is a returning asteroid from 2018. The closest Earth approach is 2,710,000 miles from Earth. The date of approach is May 5th, 2021. The next asteroid is airplane size. The approximate size is 86 feet. The name of the asteroid is 2021 JA1. The closest Earth approach is 647,000 miles. And the date is May 6, 2021. The bus size is the next asteroid is about 40 feet in size. And the name of the asteroid is 2021 JB1. The closest Earth approach of this asteroid is 708,000 miles. 708,000 miles. May 6, 2021. And then the last asteroid, approximate size 120 feet in size, about the size of an airplane. The name of the asteroid is 2021 JN1. The closest Earth approach is 4,040,000 miles from Earth. The date of this asteroid passing by will be May 6, 2021. So these are the closest 5 asteroids that are approaching the Earth. Alright, next we have children 12 and older not cleared to receive this Pfizer vaccine, Health Canada says. In Ottawa, Health Canada says the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine is now safe to give to children ages 12 and up. The Federal Health Agency has announced it has approved administering the vaccine to children ages 12 to 15 after initially authorizing it for the use of individuals 16 years of age and older. So Canada, heads up, children 12 and older will soon be able to get that vaccine. Alright, next. Brain riddle. A mystery mad cow disease, like brain illness, is triggering seizures and imposter hallucinations that baffles doctors in Canada. A mysterious CJD-like brain illness that triggers seizures and hallucinations that left doctors in Canada baffled. The illness is similar to, say, CJD, a rare and fatal brain disease, one form of which is known as mad cow disease. Says here, Roger Ellis, in his early 60s, collapsed at home suffering a seizure almost 2 years ago. Mr. Ellis from New Brunswick was enjoying his retirement until suddenly his health started to decline. His son, Steve Ellis, told BBC he had delusions, hallucinations, weight loss, aggression, repetitive speech. At one point he couldn't even walk. So in the span of 3 months, we were being brought to a hospital to tell us we believed he was dying, but no one knew why. Mr. Ellis' doctors immediately suspected CJD, but all of his test results came back negative. Says officials have confirmed that there have been 43 cases and 5 people have died in Canada from an unknown neurological disorder similar to CJD. The mysterious illness appeared to affect all age groups to be connected in the New Brunswick and Montauk regions. When a public health memo warning of an unknown brain disease got published, Mr. Ellis' son knew that his dad's symptoms were similar. The first thing I said was, "This is my dad," he told the BBC. After the moment, the number of cases stands at 48 people, and 6 people are believed to have died from the mystery illness. Mr. Ellis is now believed to be one of those patients and is under the care of Dr. Alir Marrero. According to Dr. Marrero, symptoms of the mystery illness can vary depending on the patient. The disease starts with anxiety, depression, pain, muscle aches and spasms, and continues with insomnia, memory issues, language impairments, weight loss, muscle atrophy, and even hallucinations. Neurologist Dr. Neil Cashman, one of those involved in the research of the unknown disease, says even though patients have not shown any sign of unknown or any known prion diseases, it has not been ruled out as a possible cause. A theory of the team examines the chronic exposure of oxytocin and another toxin called beta-metalphenidino L-alanine. It's weird to pronounce that, as which has been linked to a disease like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Dr. Cashman said the current list of theories is not complete. We have to go back to the first principles and go back to square one. He told the outlet at this point basically nothing can be excluded. So that is a doozy of an article. The possibility of these multiple people, like 60-something people, and 6 dying from this possible mad cow or illness connected to beef. We don't know if it's just all beef or any other illness that has to do with cows, but it is reminiscent of mad cow disease. So heads up for the people in Canada who could be encountering this disease. Alright, next, another COVID lockdown unlikely, says scientist. This is for BBC News. It says another COVID lockdown unlikely, says scientist. It is unlikely there will be more lockdowns in the UK. The scientists whose modeling led to the first nationwide restrictions have said. Professor Neil Ferguson told the BBC the UK is likely to be on a steady course now out of this pandemic. However, he said there could be a rollback of some freedoms if any new variants approved resistant to vaccines. So that's very noteworthy right there. He said there could be rollbacks to some freedoms if any new variants proved resistant to vaccines. Ministers said further lockdowns easings will go ahead in England if the data supports it. Alright guys, so heads up to the UK. Another COVID lockdown unlikely. I was watching Marfugal News and also watching Alaskan Prepper, and they were talking. People in their chats, in Marfugal's chat and in Alaskan Prepper chats, were talking that somebody else's channel was talking about another lockdown happening here in the United States. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but that's just the rumor mill going around. But I just wanted to mention it after reading this article. Alright, next. Malian woman gives birth to 9 babies. A 25-year-old Malian woman has given birth to 9 babies, 2 more than doctors had detected during the scans. Halima Sis gave birth to the nonuplets in Morocco. Mali's government flew her there for special care. I'm very happy, her husband told the BBC. My wife and the babies, 5 girls and 4 boys, are doing well. That is great news, but that is a lot of babies to be having at one time. Alright, next. Chip shortage highlights U.S. dependence on fragile supply chain. 75% of semiconductors or microchips, the tiny operating brains in just about every modern device, are manufactured in Asia. Leslie Stahl talks with leading-edge chip manufacturers at Intel around the global chip shortage and the future of the industry. So apparently, there's a chip shortage happening. Not a lot of companies are left in the world that produce these chips. Before, there used to be up to 55 or 35 different companies in the world that would manufacture and make these chips to run on cars, phones, computers. But now there's even fewer, and in the United States there's only one company that actually makes chips. The rest are in the rest of the world, and that is a very low number to be having. So I'm not going to read the whole article because it's a pretty long article, but yeah, it's pretty. I'm going to leave the link so you guys can check this article out. There's a shortage on chips, and not a lot of people are producing them. Alright, next. Chinese rocket stage predicted to re-enter atmosphere around May 8th. Alright, so a large rocket stage that launched China's first space station last week is likely to re-enter the atmosphere around May 8th. according to early space tracking predictions. The U.S. Department of Defense spokesman Mike Howard, in a statement May 4th, said that the U.S. Space Command is aware and the tracking of the location of the Chinese Long March 5B in space, but its exact entry point into the Earth's atmosphere cannot be pinpointed until within hours of its re-entry, which is expected around May 8th. So this rocket is possibly going to be floating in space until around May 8th. Until then, the 18th Space Control Squadron will be offering daily updates on the rocket's body's location on www.spacetrack.org beginning May 4th. We will provide additional information as it becomes available, the statement read. The launch of the Long March 5B late April 28th Eastern successfully placed a 22.5 metric ton tin Hague code module into orbit. However, the roughly 30-meter tall, 5-meter diameter Long March 5B first stage was also reached orbital velocity. Instead of falling with a predetermined area downrange, the empty rocket body is now 162 by 306 kilometer altitude orbit across the U.S. 18th Space Control Squadron space tracking down from the initial 170 by 372 kilometer orbit. Without the ability to restart its engines, the core stage will be dragged towards Earth by increasing collisions with molecules in the Earth's atmosphere. Atmospheric fluctuations and other variables, and the high velocity of the stage mean the accurate predictions of when and where the stage will re-enter are not possible until a few hours before the event. The Long March 5B core stage orbital inclination of 41.5 degrees means the rocket body passes a little further north than New York, Madrid, and Beijing, and as far south as southern Chile and Wellington, New Zealand. It could make its re-entry point at any point within this area. So I'm going to read these areas again. These are the places that it could re-enter. It says New York, Madrid, Beijing, and as far south as southern Chile and Wellington and New Zealand. It can make its re-entry point at any point within this area. So heads up, around May 8th is when it could be re-entering, but they will, give a heads up at this website, www.space/track.org. I'm going to leave the link to this article so you guys can save that website if you feel like tracking the rocket's trajectory. Alright, next. Locust swarms from Middle East may reach Turkey, experts warn. It says swarms of locusts that invaded the Middle East, including Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Jordan, Israel, Lebanon, and Syria, may reach Turkey next if the country does not take action. An expert warned on April 30th, 2021. As of May 3rd, the UN Food and Agriculture Organization said unusually strong southerly winds carry mature adult swarms to the Middle East countries and nearly reached Turkey. So heads up for Turkey, it could reach you guys, the locust swarms. Alright, next. Widespread flooding hits Afghanistan, leaving 22 people dead and 10 missing. Please pray for the people of Afghanistan, with these people missing and also these people who have passed away because of the flooding. It says at least 22 people have lost their lives as widespread flooding hit Afghanistan over the past couple of days. The country's disaster management authority reported Tuesday, May 4th, 2021. More than 200 homes have been damaged or destroyed, as well as wide swaths of farmland. 10 people are still missing. Alright, next. Huge lava fountains at Fagradalsfjall, biggest since the eruption start in Iceland. That is a lot of lava being shot into the air there. In this video in front of me, it says new fissure openings have formed several times since the eruption at Fagradalsfjall, Iceland began on March 19, 2021. On May 2nd, the activity of the volcano changed, producing huge lava fountains, the biggest since the eruption started. The video was captured by Sigfus Stenstrom around 02 local time on May 2nd. Lava fountains were seen reaching around 300 meters above the ground, lasting from 3 to 10 minutes. So that is a lot of lava. I'll leave the link so you guys can check it out. It just reminds me of God kind of giving a warning to people, you know. All these warnings of, you know, disasters happening, plagues, famines, rumors of wars. It just means get closer to God because we're getting closer to the end here. Alright, next. Scary new tsunami threat off California coast. So a scary new tsunami threat off the California coast. It says, although California's most dangerous tsunamis come from thousands of miles away, scientists say they've pinpointed a wave trigger that's much closer to home. Earthquakes along strike-slip faults can cause potentially dangerous waves in certain contexts, a new model shows, and such faults do exist right off the parts of the Golden State's shores. If confirmed, the findings described in the proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences could affect future local tsunami risk assessments for coastlines along California and beyond. Tsunamis can be caused by a variety of events, including landslides, volcanic activity, and most commonly earthquakes. But not every earthquake can trigger a rogue wave. Quakes along underwater thrust faults, in which one side gets pushed up higher than the other, are thought to be the main culprit, because the vertical motion can induce a wave in the water above. Quakes along the strike-slip faults, like the San Andreas, in which two plates slide past one another, weren't thought to cause tsunamis on their own, because they were largely horizontal motion. That's why the 2018 Sulawesi earthquake and tsunami in Indonesia raised geologists' eyebrows. On September 28th of that year, a wave estimated to be 13 to 23 feet in height struck the provincial capital of Palu following a 7.5 earthquake that occurred along a strike-strip fault. Together, the two events killed thousands. Scientists surprised at the power of the wave suggested that perhaps it caused landslides with vertical motions that was able to trigger the wave. Alright, so heads up for the people who live outside of California's coast. There is a possibility that there's a new tsunami threat off the coast because of new scientific facts discovered. Alright, next. Monster hail hammers San Antonio and crashes through roofs into living rooms for a second time in less than a week, while tens of thousands are left without power as deadly storms hit southeast. This happened a couple of days ago, I believe. But look at the size of that. That's either the size of a grapefruit or a very large softball. And you imagine the speed and the size of that coming down on somebody's head or coming down on somebody's property. That could kill somebody or really, really cause damage to property. So please pray for the people of Texas going through all these storms and tornadoes and also power outages and drought and all this stuff that's happening. It says for the second time in less than a week, San Antonio and its surrounding areas, Texas, bared the brunt of Mother Nature in the form of monster hail, some of it 3 inches in diameter. It was part of a severe storm system that also brought with it thunderstorms and some wind gusts. The heaviest hit areas include the Alamo Ranch area and the city far northwest side of China Grove, about 20 miles east of San Antonio. Again, the giant hailstones crashed through roofs and into living rooms. So you see here the images. I'll leave the link for this article so you guys can check out the images on the Twitter post itself. But look at the roof right there, just a hole coming through, and then the hailstone coming through the ceiling. That's just crazy. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I know it's a long one, but I just wanted to share all that information, some interesting tidbits. Canada getting possibly 12-year-olds and higher the vaccine. A lot of news about chips possibly dwindling down in production, so that could mean that not a lot of technology could be produced in the future years. I don't know if just recent years, but the future years, if the technology keeps dwindling down because of natural disasters, lack of sand, because sand is one of the main ingredients used to make the chips, the computer chips. They need sand, so a lot of stuff running out. I know that timber and wood is more expensive now to build. I read somewhere that it costs $36,000 more now for homes that are being sold because of the lack of timber, or the lack of excuse me, not the lack, but the increase in price of timber and wood, basically. So a lot of stuff happening. Hit like, subscribe for more news, and check out the links that I'll leave in the video description. It'll lead you to these stories, and you guys can check out more in depth into these stories. Alright, see you guys next time. Hit like and subscribe for more, and God bless you guys.